Okay, welcome to the Tea We Don't Sip, and I'm gonna jump right into it. What a good question. Did you know the toxicity you were born into isn't random? It's ancestral and it's generational. It's the accumulation of unhealed wounds, unspoken truths, and unconscious patterns passed down through your lineage. And you, my friend, were born to stop it. Yes, you. Think about it for a moment. Let it sink in. And listen, this may sound cliche, but I'm going to say it anyway. And it's not that you haven't noticed. I just want to remind you, you were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out. Let me repeat that. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out, to rise above, to heal, not yourself, but the generations that came before you and the generations that will come after you. That's what makes you the chosen one. But here's the hard part about breaking a cycle. You have to experience it. You can't heal what you don't understand. You can't rise above what you haven't faced. And so you were placed in the middle of the storm not to drown, but to learn how to swim. Let me repeat that. You were placed in the middle of the storm not to drown, but to learn how to swim. Not to suffer, but to be awakened. Let me ask you something. When you look at your family, what do you see? Do you see anger? Do you see neglect? Do you see manipulation? Do you see control? And now the deeper question is, where do you see the same energy in yourself? Because the truth is, toxic families don't just wound us, they mirror us. That's deep. The truth is, toxic families don't just wound us, they mirror us. They show us the parts of ourselves we're too afraid to face. This is why it's a gift. Because in the fire of your family's dysfunction, you are given the opportunity to see yourself, to heal yourself, and to transform yourself. And as you do, you transform the entire lineage. But let's not romanticize the pain. Let's not pretend it's not easy. Wait, let's not pretend it is easy, because it's not. Being born into a toxic family is one of the hardest paths a soul can choose. It requires immense strength, resilience, and courage. It requires you to face rejection, betrayal, and sometimes even abandonment. But get this, every time you face it, every time you choose to respond with love instead of hate, with understanding instead of judgment, and and compassion instead of anger, you are breaking the cycle. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped fighting your family and started seeing your family as your greatest teacher? I'm going to ask that question again. What would happen if you stopped fighting your family and started seeing them as your greatest teachers? What if their toxicity was not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of their pain? What if their inability to love you the way you deserve was not because you were unlovable, but because they don't know how to love themselves? That's deep. Let me cook, though. Let me cook, okay? That's crazy. This is where the shift begins, right? When you stop seeing your family as your enemy and start seeing them as wounded souls doing the best they can with what they have, when you stop asking yourself, why are they hurting me? And start asking yourself, what are they teaching me? That's when you begin to unlock the gift. Because here's the truth. Your family toxicity is not your burden to carry. It is your invitation to heal. It's your invitation to remember who you are beyond their projection, beyond their expectations, beyond their pain. It's your invitation to step into your power as a chosen one. But here's the catch. You can't heal your family. Okay? Understand this. You cannot heal your family. You can only heal yourself. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect that transforms everything. I'm going to share something deeply personal with you, and I'm going to get right into it. I used to think when I was starting my healing journey, I can save my family. But the more I tried, the more I realized that saving them wasn't my job. My job was to save myself. My job was to break free from the patterns that were keeping me stuck. And as I did, something miraculous happened, okay? The family dynamics began to shift, not because I forced them to, but because I changed. This is the power of being a chosen one. You don't have to fight the darkness, you just have to shine your light. But let me ask you this: what does it mean to shine your light in the face of darkness? What does it mean to love yourself when no one else does? What does it mean to choose peace when chaos surrounds you? These are the questions you must answer. These are the questions that will guide you on your journey. And here's the most beautiful part. The moment you stop seeing your family as a curse and start seeing them as a gift, everything changes. Let me repeat that. The moment you stop seeing your family as a curse and start seeing them as a gift, everything changes. The moment you start resisting your path and start embracing it is the moment you begin stepping into your power. Because the truth is, you were not born into a toxic family to be broken. Let me repeat that. You were not born into a toxic family to be broken. You were born into a toxic family to rise, to heal, and again, to awaken. You know what? Let's go deeper. You see, there's something extraordinary that happens when a soul is placed in the midst of chaos, dysfunction, and pain. The wounds inflicted by a toxic family doesn't just leave scars, they leave openings. Openings for light to pour in, openings for awareness to awaken, openings for transformations to begin. Excuse me. But here's the paradox: before you can see the gift, you have to confront the wound. And that's where most of us get stuck. They resist pain, they fight it. I want to say we and they, but I'm saying we because Lord knows I'm a witness of all of this, okay? So they resist pain, we fight it, we run from it, but pain, especially the kind from family, the pain that's born from family is not something you can outrun. It's something you must face head on. So think about the one you carry from your family currently. Maybe you were criticized so often that you begin to doubt your own worth. Maybe you were ignored so thoroughly that you started to believe your voice didn't matter. Maybe you were controlled so intensely that that you forgot how to trust, or maybe the love you craved was given with condition and you learned to equate love with performance, approval, or sacrifice. These wounds are real and they hurt. They shape you, but they are also the catalyst for your awakening because everyone carries lessons, okay? Every scar carries a story. Every story carries pain to potential for growth, okay? When you think about the pain your family has caused you, what emotion comes up? Is it anger? Is it resentment? Sadness? Now, the deeper question is, what are these emotions teaching you about yourself? You see, chosen ones are not just here to try to help heal their families. They are here to heal themselves, and the healing process begins when you realize the pain inflicted upon you is not about you. It's about them, their wounds, their fears, their limitations. But somewhere along the way, you internalized it. Yep, you made it about you. You took on their pain as your own. This is where the work begins. The work of separating yourself from the story your family has written for you. The work of reclaiming your identity, your worth, and your power. But how? How do you heal from wounds that run so deep they feel like DNA? How do you break free from patterns that have been passed down for generations? Well, it begins with awareness. Awareness that the way your family treated you is not a reflection of your value. Awareness that their toxicity isn't your destiny. Awareness that you are not here to repeat the cycle. You are here to end it. But awareness is just the first step, okay? The real transformation happens when you begin to take responsibility, not for your actions, but for healing, before you're healing, okay? Let me say this. The moment you start waiting on your family to change, the moment you start waiting on your family to apologize, to validate you, or to love you the way you deserve, that's the moment you set yourself free. Because here's the truth, the hard truth. Some people will never change, some wounds will never be acknowledged, some apologies will never come, and that's okay. Your healing does not depend on them. Your healing depends on you. So at the end of the day, you have no control over them. You only have control over you. And that's it. That's the message. Bye.